Right, so it's finished here at Meadowbank. Northern Wanderers 1, Weymouth 2. Mark, let's get your, as always, honest thoughts on that today.
Well, obviously it's a smash and grab, isn't it? That's the bottom line. I know everyone's going to be really frustrated. No one more so than me. The amount of hours I've put in this week. There is, to a degree, little more you can do as a manager than patching up a team with horrific injury crisis to dominate 70% possession of the ball. Put the ball in the box 30, 35 times during the game. Clearly, there's no point anybody nitpicking those that care enough to comment. I appreciate there'll be a lot of frustration, but in reality, Alfie, Jason, any of our forward boys, at the moment, that is the issue. I appreciate the delivery sometimes can be better, but as a manager, we've set them up tactically well. We've dominated the whole game.
Yep.
Weymouth come here to basically waste time, moan, nick, and that's what. And by the way, that's what Moles should do. Good guy, Moles, but it was literally shambolic tactics that got 3 points, and fair play to them. And their travelling fans, thanks for coming all the way. We appreciate it. But in reality, it was just a massive smash and grab. And the common theme at the moment is, for those that watch the games, is us have all the ball, teams defend like Trojans, cup final mentality playing us, singing the changing room, we've beat Dorking. It's literally eat, sleep, repeat. I think there's no, if we...
How do we change that then, Mark? Because there, just as I've been standing here, obviously there is some frustration and people say things to me as I walk around and things like that. And apparently I don't ask hard enough questions and things like that. So somebody said, ask, is there a plan B? Is there... But we're, like, as you've said numerous times, we're pushing water uphill at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah. I mean, obviously we've got a huge amount of players out. Josh Taylor is definitely absolutely no good at all. I think he's going to be out for some time. We've got a huge amount of players out. We've got other boys that are playing injured. And the fans have just got to respect the level of football, to be honest with you. Like, the minute our fans, I totally appreciate the frustration, but the minute that the fans start thinking we've got a God-given right to win games of football in National League football, they need to support somebody else, basically, They, listen, totally appreciate frustration, okay? But at the end of the day, this is a club. I was at West Humble this morning with my boy in his first ever game, and this is a club that is an underdog, always has been, and we're having a bad spell as a club.
Yeah.
It's not just this 6-7 games. It's like the whole of the back end of last year, the injury crisis last year, the injury problems we've had this year. Things are just going against us. Fortunately, I heard some amazing fans near me and supporters that are diehards that think, well, we're going to have to get through this together. You can see clearly that we're setting the team up right. We're dominating every game of football we've got. Teams are having to sit in a low block, which is flattering for us. Yep. So the fans have got to see it for what it is. It's teams in low blocks. Yep. It's the opposition centre-half being man of the match every single game. It's us not doing well enough in the last 20%. I fully accept that, yeah? And it's a little bit also the football gods in terms of, terrible mistake, George, and a little bit of things going against us. So, look, we put ourselves out there to be shot down. So I am fully responsible for all of that, yeah. But anyone who knows anything about football, we're having a bad spell.
Mm-hmm. Do you think is there sort of like a confidence issue with some of those players, certainly in those forward areas sometimes, and the wide players sometimes as well, with deliveries into the box and feeling as though a bit of lack of confidence sometimes to really sort of commit themselves and go through with those, the crosses and getting on the end of some of those crosses as well?
Definitely. Yeah, I think definitely. I think there's been, the last, not even the last third, is it? I mean, we've probably had about 35 box entries and about 15 corners. It's that last 20% really. I always call it as I see it, and today it felt like this ain't going for us. Niall gets a really good area, really good shot off. I thought Briggs' deliveries when he come on were brilliant. They were better deliveries than what we were seeing. Yeah. We have sort of one cleared off the line, and so look, it's a smash and grab. 3 defeats in 8 doesn't win divisions. 3 wins in 8 doesn't win divisions. We need to shelve expectations. That's the bottom line. We all need to be really resilient with that. I'd rather bring on Mason Miles. I'd rather get Joel Brown involved, Ollie Rawlings. I'd rather, I'd rather be resilient with what we've got around the club. We have to stave our expectations at the moment, because realistically at the moment, I'm not quite sure what the journey is going to be this year. But this has been a very bad start to the season, on and off the pitch. So, but those true fans look forward to the good times. There will be good times. There will be great times this season, even. But right now, this is where we are. And I did say at the start of the season that our squad, our best 11, will be, no question, one of the best sides in the league. But we're up against resilient players, players that work hard, teams that work hard, managers that think, right, well, we're not going to beat them by attacking them, so we'll just sit in.
Yep.
So we can't be frustrated. That's the bottom line.
I know it goes against your nature and things like that. Is there ever a thought process where you ever sort of contemplate doing that? Sitting in as a low block and trying to get something from a set piece and things like that?
No, it's you know what I mean? Like it's the way we play. I think we're getting tested right now in terms of we've got to adapt to the way teams are sitting in and playing. I think we're just getting tested. There was an element today of thinking might need one to win off the arse a little bit here. Just for the first time in a few games, I was like, hold on a minute, this ain't going for us here. Yeah. First half was a bit more sort of like, are we aggressive enough? I think we clipped one up for Jason. They get a little flick in it, and I think, hold on, Jace, I'd rather you clear that out and put the bloke in the net. And so I think there's definitely a little aggression problem in that last 20% for sure. Yeah. You can't have that much ball, that many box entries, and be happy with your strikers. Yeah. But the rest of it, Tony Craig's had a brilliant start to the season. He hasn't put a foot wrong. So we're a patched up team with 70% possession again, and we didn't do enough with it to win a game of football. And for all if anyone's going to go and cry about it, well, I can let you know now, it ain't going to get the points back. And we will have great times as a club. And there'll be people, obviously, that enjoy us getting beat by the team at the bottom. And to those people, I say, so they should enjoy it. So they should, because we enjoy winning, and we've had a lot of experience of that. So we've got to sit tight, James. That's where we are. Yeah. That is the bottom line. Yeah. I know people say ask hard questions, but if we nick that 2-1, I know. Everyone just thinks, we've got to win. Yeah. There's not really, apart from the last 20% of the pitch, what can you do? I know. So that's where we are. So if I thought it was anything different than the last 20%, I'd say we all need to get behind the boys. I've said to the boys in there, I'm not really interested in people moaning at each other. There's no point. No. Right, we've had a bad start. Yep. We've got no players. Yep. Josh is a huge injury.
Seen him there with the boot on.
Yeah. I think he reckons he heard a crack. So the bottom line is we have got a huge amount of injuries. We need to reset, reboot, rebuild. The fans, I hope, come even more, not less. Yeah. They're probably
just
will.
On that as well. Like today, do you sense their frustrations? Certainly behind the goal here, and obviously it's hard sometimes, isn't it? Because the noise levels do appear at times to have gone down a little bit as well, and kind of want those people to stick with us, don't we? Really.
Well, mate, I mean, the last 2 years have been a whirlwind. Yeah, this is a team and a manager that have been good enough in football to play at iconic stadiums like Notts County and Oldham on TV and get results. This team, me, the management team, the back office team, this club, this team has been good enough. And what we can't do is start forgetting how good we are and forgetting what we've achieved. We're having a bad spell, James. We're having a bad spell, and I share their frustration.
Well, I do as well, and you know that because I'm a
Yeah,
fan
yeah.
as well, and I kick and head every ball over there as well,
Yeah.
and that's why these are difficult for me sometimes as well.
Very difficult. Yeah, really disappointed with the referee's timekeeping today. I thought it was just like, but do you know what? He's had a fair chat with me at the end, and obviously it doesn't. The referee, I think,
No Delhi, is he?
he's not a Delhi, no. But listen, for me, we suck up the negatives.
Yeah.
We worry more about our team. We should have a signing coming in. He's cup tied for the FA Cup,
Okay.
but he should be coming in this week. An exciting signing, youngster. And apart from that, we're going to work hard. And I just ask the fans to just remember this is a team and a manager and a club that have been on television at Oldham Athletic. Things that we're not entitled to do.
Yep.
Beating Chesterfield on TV 4-1.
Yep.
We've done, this club has done amazing things. Don't forget yourselves. Don't forget yourselves. Don't forget where you come from. Get behind the boys. The team, we've done that, just to be clear. We've achieved these things with players that have come from the Bostik, the Isthmian League, and the Isthmian Prem and the Isthmian One. We've done it. We have literally achieved things that are unbelievable, right? Okay? And what we've got to do now is just rebuild back to excellence, and it's going to take maybe longer than I thought. And obviously, the injuries are unprecedented, and that is the driving force behind the situation. So, please, fans, I know all the ones that we care about will be right behind us. Okay, and we're just going to reset, and we're just going to go again, and that's where we are.
Okay, well, we move on to the FA Cup. Bit of a distraction from the league next week as well, and probably sort of relatively put people's expectations on that kind of level and manage those expectations going into that game next week at Horsham, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously down to academy boys, largely. We don't look forward to this Horsham game because we're walking wounded. Jason's played with a patella tendon.
Yep.
He's got a knee that's flaring up. He struggles to jump. Charlie Carter's not trained all week because his calves are killing him. Because obviously it's a virtuous circle, so the more injuries you get, the more minutes the others are playing, and then their sharpness and fatigue and everything is wrecked. But listen, we'll look forward to playing Horsham. We need everyone to get behind us. This is a phase. This is a phase. And when we're celebrating, it could be the FA Trophy at Wembley, who knows? When we're celebrating at some point this year, and when we're doing great things, and when we get ourselves up in them playoffs, and we get off our hind legs, and when we go, right, here we go, when we're clapping and celebrating, it'll be with those fans that were there, that understood we've got to support where we are. That's the bottom line. Last 20% aggression and shitloads of injuries are the only two quantifiable things that anyone fair can talk about. We're setting up a good structure. We're dominating games. We're having enough last third actions to win matches. That is the issue. So it's just patching up the teammate and the fans being right behind us. That's where we are.
Yeah, and I'm sure they will be. We've got that 400 allocation for Horsham, so hopefully that will sell out this week, and we'll be down there in numbers on Saturday.
Yeah, that's where we are. We need to await better times. This is not a good time. Well done to Weymouth, and fair play to them because they've nicked the point. They should celebrate. That's how it is.
Yeah, thank you for your honesty as always, Mark, and see you at Horsham.
Cheers,
Have a good
mate.
week.
See you there, mate. Cheers, mate.